All right. Uh, sorry, dazed off there. You okay down there?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Just
What else do you need?
whatever
Just been looking through your.
looks shiny and important, really.
Well, you have diamonds and gold and whatnot. Just
All
random
right.
stuff in these chests: wool, beds,
Uh,
string.
right.
Got some pants
It
and some
all
boots
serves
down
a
here.
lot more of a purpose than I initially think. You can
Do you
turn
need?
string into wire, that sort of thing.
Right. Um, how's about some ender pearls, some emeralds? When did you ever
Uh,
get chorus fruit?
Chorus fruit? Oh, I had to get shulkers at one point, so I went to the end because it was already open. That was
Oh,
back way back when the place that was in the end was just starting out. Hey,
no.
I have to thank you for getting me these materials for the arm.
Yeah, don't mention it.
It definitely feels a lot more relaxed, I suppose. A lot like less crazy, and definitely a lot lighter.
Well, it's supposed to feel like a regular arm, right?
For the most part, of course, it's got some bits and bobs for surgery and that sort of bit, but yeah,
Glad I could help.
no problem. Well, thank you, but it took a
Yeah.
few hours for the tattoo, especially when you have to do it on yourself.
Looks nice though.
Thank
I
you.
will say.
Right. All right. Go ahead and come up here. Show me what you got.
All right. Bringing it all up in just a second.
Got my scalpel. Got my materials. Pretty important stuff, really. All my armor. My
Also,
shield.
there was another thing down here. This boat, a citrus-powered boat. Isn't that Wybe's friend?
Oh yeah, they used to come down here a lot and roll around in the boat. They didn't say anything, so I just didn't care.
No. It's been quite some time since I've seen them. Uh,
Yeah.
not since Sharma and all that. I think. I
Now that
think
I
they were
mention
literally
it, I
there.
don't think I've ever seen Citrus in YB's house since the Sharma incident. Yeah.
Oh. Well, not much we can do about that. If you look in
Right.
this chest here, down here, this is what I gathered for you. Just some bare
Uh.
essentials, not a whole lot here,
Oh yeah, this is
and
important
then a
too.
bunch of diamonds.
Okay. Yeah, that's whoops. That's fine. I'll come back and grab some of my electronics later on down the line. I'm thinking about unhooking this whole bit, but then again, I also want to keep one up for Meredith if she ever decides to.
Well, why don't you leave the one down here because Meredith's familiar with this one, and then maybe take the one from the tavern basement?
Yeah, that's true. It
Well,
doesn't
it's
have
up
all
to
my
you.
files on it, but yeah, I can make do. Oh, whoops, my
Oh,
apologies.
no, you're okay.
Shoved you to the side there.
It's all right. It didn't hurt. Um,
Um, yep, I
anything
got all
else?
my medical tools. Pretty much, I think I got everything that is important to me
Mm,
right now.
Knock.
Hello?
Can I come in?
I suppose so. Don't you have other political matters to attend to? I thought you didn't care about us. In fact, I thought that you were doing your own thing, Um, I thought you were trying to get, Jay in trouble for an accident that was pretty fucked up.
Simon, you don't have to. Come on.
It's just not
I'm
right. It's not right that someone would
I'm
use something so
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sorry.
sorry.
Maybe we should sit down and talk. I mean, Wybie did come all the way over here.
Okay.
Maybe inside, because everyone else, tends to be wandering around.
I mean,
Good point.
who's gonna complain if they see us all together?
No,
It's
that's a
more
good
so about
idea.
me, right?
Right. So,
But I
you
understand you might
said
not
you
see it like that. But
apologize for what?
I'm sorry for bringing that up during yesterday's debate.
What, the
That
accident that you almost got? No, you could get Jay arrested for? That was really, really disgusting, maybe.
I know. That's why I didn't come here knowing that you were here, but I was going to apologize to you for that.
YB, I don't need an apology just as much as you don't need one from me. What happened at the guild, that's on me. But you have to understand, I don't know how you don't see it yet, that Asher's not a good person, and whatever the fuck you have going on with him, uh, I urge you to snap out of it.
Thankfully, Webby
Wait,
doesn't have ties with Asher.
Don't make this look like what happened at the debate.
I'm here to apologize for what happened at the debate.
Not
That's,
say anything else.
look, I don't want things to be bad between you and me, Jay.
Really, because everything that you've done to me, everything you've said to me,
I don't
rather,
want you in power.
fair.
I don't want you to be president.
But you
I
didn't
don't
have
think
That's
to
you
go
fine.
that
should be in
low.
control. I know, that's why I'm here apologizing.
Yeah, but
Because I
Okay.
apologizing
realized it was
doesn't
fucked up.
clean him up. Apologizing
Okay,
doesn't get him
all
out of
right.
it.
Let's tone it down.
I realize that, Sai, but this is the best I can do. I did it, and I admit that was fucked up. I shouldn't have said it. That's why I'm apologizing, because I know that there's nothing else I can really do. I said it, yeah, and I'm sorry to get you in more shit than you're already in.
So you don't want me in power. You don't want me doing anything right for Marigold. I know you see what I've done, and you cannot deny that I've actually done something good in the 2 weeks I've been
I'm not
back.
saying I
But
don't
now
want you
that
to
you're
be.
here to apologize for getting me in more shit, so what is it really? There's consequences to what you do. Same with
I
me. Same with
know.
Simon and everyone. I'm
Don't you
not
think I
saying.
fucking know that, Jay?
Do you not think I know that I hurt you? And you don't think I feel bad for doing so? I do. I've told you personally, to you and you alone, that I put you in very high regards. You're a brilliant young mind. I think you can go really far in life. But I get it. I didn't let you in on what I was doing with my life, and I didn't let you in on what I was going to do after Sharma was taken care of. I get that. But everything since then, you've been making the wrong decisions. You and JD. You don't want me in power? Fine. But don't come here telling me that you're going to say sorry for something that realistically didn't need to be brought into light. You know it was an accident. Same way you defended Asher. But you didn't put Asher in the spotlight yesterday either. Not in the ways that it matters.
Asher's already
A
been
criminal.
in the spotlight multiple times. Look,
Asher hasn't suffered
I'm.
for what he did.
I know. I am not.
JD wants me gone. YB.
I don't.
That doesn't matter what you
Who
want.
cares? He's
It's
in power
JD's
now.
decision.
Your whole idea of you me not wanting to be in power prompted JD to ask literally the town at the debate who should be in power right now. Now JD got what he wants. Now he's looking for a reason to get me in trouble. He said I should just leave before he just arrests me for no reason. Now I can't do what's right for Marigold, nor can Sai.
Oh no, we can, and we're definitely going to try, regardless of what you guys have against Jay. Listen, YB, with
I.
all due respect, I respected you. I was respectful during the entire debate. It really hurt me to see you use such a low blow, and it's not something that Sorry is just gonna fix.
If you're going
Would
to
you.
let us. No, go ahead.
Thanks. I was gonna ask if you would let me speak and actually say what I've been trying to say instead of throwing all this information at me that I already understand and know. I understand I fucked up. I understand I fuck up a lot. I understand that I half the time don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. And yesterday, that was a great example of me not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Me freezing up when everything happened. I'll admit it. I froze up. I froze up when all that shit happened. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I admit that.
So, why are you against us, YB? All I want to
I'm
do
not
is help.
against you guys as people.
No, but why be against us in general?
I'm not trying to be, but that's kind of the whole thing of an election. You're running against people, and so we had a plan. A no matter if JD or you won, we were gonna work together.
We still would work together.
I'm fine with that. I want to work with you guys. I
So,
Not me
want.
though.
yeah, then why are we all so
I don't like you, but
dissident?
we need your help. Eventually, with all this shit, we're gonna
Someone
need the
finally says
information
it.
that you know.
You know that I'm capable of actually doing something.
And I'm not trying to stop you from doing things.
The way to not stop me is to talk to JD and let him know that we're actually trying to do something.
Okay,
And we
I
will
will.
do it
I
with or
plan
without
on.
his permission.
I
But if you
plan
want to
on.
make good between you and Simon, and
Can
with
you?
the
Can
You're right, Jay. Let him talk, please. That's a mistake.
I
keep making.
plan on talking to JD? I plan on having a conversation about how we run this place, about how we do things, because I want to fund science research. I want to help Marigold. I want to make this a better place.
So,
And
if you really think of it, then why are we even running in the separate sides regardless?
I don't know. That's how an election works, apparently. I don't know. If I had a choice in how all of this would going, there wouldn't really be a president, and we would all just collectively work together to make this place a better place. Why have one person in power when everybody can just work together?
Because everyone needs someone to look up to, someone that
there's
they can
order.
trust.
A
That's just how it
collective
is.
group. I regardless, I don't want to be on opposite sides of you guys.
Okay.
What are
Jay,
you
you're a
suggesting?
shitty person,
Okay,
but I think you can do good.
I have. Just
Exactly.
everybody in this fucking town is blind, and they can't see that because they won't. Because people like you, people like JD, people like Asher don't want to see that. They don't want to see me do something good. They look
I'm
at me as
not
a
trying
drunk
to
loser
stop
who
you
abandoned
from
people.
doing good things. I just want to be here to, make sure that things are going right.
Well, then let's work together.
That is what I am here trying to work out.
So, first things first, what is your plan of action on working together?
I need to talk to JD first because he
Do
doesn't know that I'm here talking to you guys right now. I need to talk to JD because I don't know how he's going to feel, but honestly, I don't really care how he feels. Want what's best for Marigold, regardless of if I'm working with people who I don't have the nicest of feeling towards. And Jay, I know I'm a dick to you, and I know that you don't deserve half the things I say to you, but there is a lot of repressed feelings, and a lot of them get pushed onto you, and I am sorry for that you end up being the target of a lot of the horrible things that I say, and I'll admit it, half the shit I say you don't really deserve.
Hey, someone's got to take it, right?
There's just a lot of emotions in this small little body of mine, and I don't know where to put them.
Okay. Hey, this is getting way more heated than it needs to. We're all friends here. Well, sort of. How about you just take a seat and let's talk it out. Relax, like humans. Okay? There's no reason to feel split from each other. We all want the same thing. The only difference between the three of us is that some of us are not as well respected. And respect gets you pretty damn far in this town. We all know the mistakes that Jay has made. And let's face it, I'm going to make some mistakes in the future too. So, with all that being said, the more allies we have, the more, of a chance we have at making a real difference. So I thank you, YB, for actually coming out here and apologizing. That takes some guts. And it's, frankly, it's good to see a side of you that I agree with again.
Yesterday made me realize that I already had the idea of if this is gonna work, we really all need to work together. But then yesterday happened, and it made me realize that half the thing, like the way that I was going about yesterday, really did not show that.
Right. Um,
and that's on me. I
we all
shouldn't have
took jabs at
brought
each
that
other.
up.
It's debates are competitive, and sometimes you go a little too far. That's just how it works.
I'm
Well,
sorry for yelling at you after the whole debate, or Simon.
I'm sorry for getting aggravated, like how I always used to. I was just frustrated that nobody saw it the way that it was supposed to be seen. But I guess everybody was wild and they didn't understand. It, regardless, we're here now, and we may not be able to settle our differences, but at the very least we can work together, right?
Yeah, I've already started doing some stuff. I blocked off theirs home, set up fences around it so that it's like an active crime scene.
Right, I
Um,
saw that. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe you and Meredith could try to set up some sort of detector inside that like would notify you if somebody entered or something like that. I don't know if that is something you
Well,
can even do. Similar
Meredith
to how the
is.
light was,
Yeah, go ahead. Go
you
ahead.
know, outside in the debate, outside the debate, the light would go off when you stepped in.
Yeah, Meredith
Something
is the security
similar.
expert, not me. They knew more about security than I ever will. So I guess yeah, Meredith would be the go-to for that sort of bit.
Yeah, they did really well setting that all up.
It's a
Yeah.
shame that we
And
didn't take into account a stasis chamber.
yeah. I can
Yesterday was a lot.
show you guys how a stasis chamber works at some point in time, by the way. I know how to make one and work them.
Yeah, that's never something the old world had. I Ender pearls, the whole teleportation bit that was technology exclusive to the higher ups. I didn't get to see that shit.
And I also set up I need to tell more people about it. I just did it now. Sort of like form that people can fill out about the Sharma followers, attacks, everything, getting some eyewitness testimonies and then sorting out the ones that are not really have a lot of new information and getting the people who actually know things that aren't known so that we can do further interviews of those people and talk to them and see if we can get more information. I set that up outside the town hall.
Right. We already had a plan regarding the whole followers of Sharma bit that was going to go into play, but then the whole event happened, and that possibility has been pushed back. So
Well, hold on, if I may.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
We still don't really know exactly what there was all on about. We don't know if he's violent towards the people of Marigold. It's clear he had something against MBS, but I don't think he's number one right now. The
Well, I
followers have
Yeah.
been and still are number one.
That's
With
why I
with or without JD's permission, I have a plan in place to do something about it.
I'd like to at least know about the plan. I know I can't stop you, but I'd at least like to know what's going on
I can tell you
instead
about it.
of
Hell,
things
I'll
just
walk with you to go talk to JD, and if he accepts my, plan or not, I will still do it. Because at this point, there's not much I can or cannot do without getting looked bad at. Do
right.
you
I
understand what I
don't.
mean?
I feel that
yeah.
Jay can't even walk outside without,
I don't feel
traumatized.
safe in my own home and in my own building, YB. Regardless of how
And
you feel about me or feel how I can actually lead people, fine. Keep those feelings. The issue is that all of Marigold is against me. So it's either I do something and get imprisoned for it, or I don't do anything at all and people call me a coward.
Yep.
we
And
So
by
don't.
what I'm trying to
proxy,
do, yes,
I apologize. By proxy, that means I'm also a target.
Yeah, you don't deserve to feel that way. It's just for me, it's hard to get over it. You
I
know.
am never going to ask you to forgive me or get over what I put you through, YB. I am capable of understanding what I've done to you, what I've done to Simon, what I've done to JD, and the other people that were, pretty prominent in Marigold pre Sharma. I know what I did. It's a constant thought in my head. But I will never ask you to sympathize with me or to get on my level or be put in my shoes. I'm just asking that if you can hear me out and talk to JD with or without me, and with or without his permission, I will do what I have to do in order to ensure the protection of Marigold.
I want to hear you out, and I want anyone who's trying. I want anyone who wants to help Marigold. I want to let them help Marigold. I just want to know what everybody's doing before it,
This is
so
a
that
two-parter.
somebody doesn't just go off and do something fucking wild and all of a sudden JD and I are getting blamed for not knowing what's going on when people like to do things and not tell either of us what they're doing.
Right.
My plan is a two-parter, and if I can explain both parts, hopefully you can understand my vision a bit more.
Yeah, of course.
Part 1 of the solution of the followers is to provide a stakeout. We find someone, anyone within Marigold that we, the three of us, maybe even JD, can trust, and we send them out to try to establish some sort of connection with the followers. Give the followers an idea that this person wants to join them, let's say.
Uh-huh.
Someone that isn't prominent, somebody that clearly isn't around Marigold too much, and convince them to help us with this. I'm aware that this would be putting them in the lion's den, but we need to draw them out. We need to know who they are, how many there are, and where they are even holed up in. Simon once told me a couple nights ago, back when, the incident at the tavern happened, that there's a pretty good idea how many there are. Simon, you said 4 people?
Somewhere around that. Because we have one who would be calling the shots, one who would be doing the actions, and one who would back up the rest. And then a fourth one who must specialize in the potion making, weapons selling, that sort of thing.
You're saying that there's 4 of them,
A
probably?
possibility of 4.
Possibly, we really don't know.
Oh,
But we're trying to
God.
get an actual number.
But
From
there
what
has
we
to
even
be
know,
at least 4.
you have to understand that in this room right now, we are the only 2 that are capable with having any information about Sharma. There is MIA. MBS is MIA. We don't even know There's intentions, whether he's even a qualified good or bad person, whether he actually wants to harm Marigold in any way. MBS, it was there on the paper. He's wanted for killing thousands. He's our warden. Who is
Right.
going to lead who is going to lead the prison and be in charge of Sharma, and who is going to lead the knights? Because there was captain, and if Simon is now the captain, or Hollow is, because apparently he was appointed before I even showed up. Where do we go from there?
Right. And there's also the fact that now that MBS and there are both, MIA, MBS knows the location of there, which is a huge problem because MBS is evidently a criminal.
We can only assume that at this point. It's
How
all
would
assumptions.
How would MBS know where there is?
Not there, Sharma, rather.
Oh.
My bad. When it comes to there, while I do understand that it was self-defense in the short term, killing MBS, it was definitely handled in a way that was a lot more sporadic than I took for,
I just
face
want
value.
to talk to him. Like I don't think anything will end up happening in the long run since MBS is genuinely wanted and attacked there, and they knew that MBS killed thousands or whatever, however many was on that paper.
Well, you have to take into account that that paper could have been forged by there themselves. That is why
That's
I was
true.
taking it so seriously back during the event. That, yes, on the piece of paper it said that MBS was a murderer, but we had no proof that that was the case. I wanted to get there and hold him down for questioning. That way we would have had him that night, but of course he would have teleported anyway. So.
But this is
doesn't
the
matter.
issue. We have no real ground proof, evidence. It's all assumptions at this point.
Exactly. For all we know, there is the true murderer, and he was pinning on MBS, so he had a reason to kill him.
But MBS reacted in such a way.
Maybe MBS could have known that there was after him from the start. It's just questions upon questions upon questions.
I
And
mean,
that's
this
what
will
we've
probably
been here
just
talking about.
end up being a court case.
I doubt
Figuring
that
out.
would show up for a court case, but
I mean, that's why I mean, isn't there like a if you have someone who's due for a court and you think that they're gonna run away, then you can put them under temporary arrest or something?
Yeah, that is true, but the first things first is actually finding there. Remember, he
Well,
fled us.
yeah.
We
And
don't know where he could have
I
gone.
was
that's another thing. If he didn't just go away, this would have been a lot easier to tell. I may even believe that there isn't actually a murderer and blaming MBS for something he didn't do if he didn't just teleport away. It
He
would have
also
been much
didn't tell the
simpler.
Knights.
Exactly. He just took
The
this into his
debate.
own hands.
I feel like if they're actually told the Knights, the debate could have been set up in a way to actually capture MBS.
Exactly.
Think of it. Everyone in Marigold was there. People that were actually, talented with, upholding peace and security. The debate could have just been a ploy to capture a person such as MBS. But there did what, you know, nobody saw coming.
I didn't. I don't blame there for killing MBS. Again, it was self-defense. But there could have been 100 different ways that he would have dealt with this that would have prevented MBS's murder in the first place. That's why I was so hysterical. Is that if we could have just had him there, even if he did teleport, we may have been able to question him there and then instead of looking for him now. But it's
I
all in the past, I guess.
I was gonna talk to JD sometime probably tomorrow, maybe later today about what we should do and all that kind of stuff. I have a couple of ideas, but
Are you able to share those?
I
I mean, I
mean,
shared mine. And you're the one in power. I'm not.
yeah,
So what am I going to
there's
do?
there's the whole, well, we don't know where there is, but we do know that MBS has like a whole place in the end, Asphodel or whatever it is.
Right, I've been there.
If we shut down Asphodel, or at least make it so that there's some sort of person watching over it, somebody there, or just keep going back and forth. Maybe one of these times we'll see MBS in there on his way out, or see MBS on the way there, or something. Make it so that we can see if someone's been through there. I don't know if that's possible to set up some sort of trap or one of those monitor devices things, like one of these things, the listening device thing that you gave me. If you put one of those, some of those in there, hear if someone passes through.
That's a good idea. I would rather not have anybody alive in Asphodel because if it is true that MBS was capable of murdering millions, then I'd rather not have only
Thousands, but
whatever. I'd
we
rather
don't know
not
for sure.
have just one or two
Yeah.
people guarding that
And
place.
and that way we can know if he's even going back there, and then we can, if he is going back there, then we can plan a whole stakeout, capture him kind of thing.
Right.
And
This is
then
the that's the kind of stuff that I was planning on doing with the funding that I would get if Jay was in power. The power that we had, I was planning on setting up more security, that sort of bit.
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a
I
lot harder with just
If I
me
may,
and Meredith.
we are talking about two murderers. One that's capable of murdering thousands, one that's capable of leading, you know, I mean, he led the Knights. We don't know too much about there besides, his time here and that, he's obviously not human. But putting people or something to, you know, protect Asphodel, we're using too much of our resources on
well,
Asphodel.
that's
We
why I
need to
was
worry about
saying.
Marigold.
That's why I was saying just put some listening devices in there. Sai has made them before. Can
Right.
set a couple up in Asphodel so that we can at least hear if anyone's even in there. If nobody's going through Asphodel, then there's no point of setting up a stakeout or something like that there eventually in the long run. But if we hear that MBS goes back there multiple times, we hear people going in and out,
Tell you
we
what,
can.
I have an idea. Way back when Asher was imprisoned, one of the many times, I designed a blueprint for someone to make a flower pot that is actually a listening device. That might have something. I can maybe expand upon that blueprint, make a bigger, more obvious, yet hide it in a better spot so I can cover more of Asphodel as a whole. That way I don't have to make many listening devices and one powerful one. It'll just take a lot of resources.
Well, I can get you the funding for that, for
Hopefully.
sure. I mean, if JD says no, I will just do it regardless.
Speaking of which, I actually do have some questions for you upon regarding
Yeah,
JD. Do
yeah.
you trust JD's judgment at this point? Because I I I'm gonna be honest. JD is one of my closest allies, but it seems like he's turned a 180 and is making all the wrong decisions, or at least in my opinion.
I trust some of his judgment. I mean, that's how I feel about everybody, where some parts I'm like, yeah, maybe that's an okay idea, and other parts I'm iffy about it, but
That's the problem with working with the community, is that everybody has different ways of doing things, and the whole leadership bit is to make a one and done choice rather than everybody fighting over which choice is the best. I respect JD and his decisions, but I don't respect what he's trying to do to Jay. I also have one more question, if you don't mind. Um,
yeah.
what has JD been saying about Jay after the whole thing anyway? I mean,
I mean,
how, do we can we perceive him as a threat to Jay as a whole?
I don't I don't think so. And even if JD
I
wants to do something to Jay, he I don't I won't let him.
I was one of the last people to walk out of the auditorium when I asked what exactly he was going to do in response to why I was just standing there during the whole, you know, MBS and they're attacking each other. He said I better get the fuck out before he just arrests me anyways, for whatever he can find on me. He wants me to be arrested. And I
It
fear
was
that if I don't have his permission to do anything right for Marigold, I will still go to prison.
I mean, also yesterday there were a lot going on. People were yelling at each other, arguing. There was a lot
Yeah,
I
going
saw the way he
on.
looked at me.
and
I
I feel
know
like
JD more well than any of us here in this room.
that's true.
I know he means his word. Unfortunately, his word hasn't carried a lot. It has zero weight because he hasn't done much, if anything. I've actually done something, and now he's president. And now I can't do anything, or I face utter consequences no matter what I do. I have to worry about JD wanting to uh, get rid of me, imprison me. And I have to worry about Asher and his goonies wanting to hurt me, kill me. Did Asher ever tell you that he broke into my home wanting to kill me after what happened
I've
at the guild?
heard.
I don't know if I
Everybody's
can
heard, I
be at
think,
home.
at that point.
Right. I'm talking. I think Jay's mentioning another event afterwards where he came into his
I'm
own
talking about the
house.
day after.
I Yeah, I knew about that.
Uh,
I don't know if I can be at home, but I have to work from somewhere if I'm to continue doing anything. People are expecting me to do nothing now. I'm going to still do something regardless.
Well,
I'm asking you if you're willing to extend this olive branch that you speak of. Then I need to know if JD's on board with what we have in mind, our vision. And it starts with taking care of the followers.
I don't know what JD will say. I don't. I don't know how he'll think. I don't know what he'll think of this. I haven't talked to him about this yet.
I know,
What
but
I
you're going
do
to.
know, yeah, what I do know is that as long as you keep me in the loop and it's something that you are doing things that I agree with, you'll have at least some of my support. You'll have my support as
right.
long as you keep me in the loop and I know what's going on because I am tired of not being told things.
I guess I do owe you that, since, the intervention in my office all those months ago.
Yeah, I
I can keep you in the loop. Just know I'm not stopping for anyone.
know, and I wouldn't want you to.
Well, if that's the case, should we tell him where we're going?
You can be the one.
Well, as you heard, Jay does not feel safe in his own home, and frankly, neither do I'm gonna go set up somewhere outside of Miracle, somewhere hidden where we can do our work without being impeded, as well as use secret tactics to hopefully not get intercepted by Asher and his gang. It's not far. It's technically not even at a Marigold, but it's not here.
Can I at least know where?
Well, I can show you. We just gotta move quick, and I don't want to be seen by anyone. Okay.
Okay.
Exactly
Yeah.
why I didn't want to speak outside. But yes.
Okay, let's go. Come on. Like I said, it's not far, but it's definitely hidden, I think.
Okay.
Right then. Be careful. Just through here. I have a camp set up here where we can do our work unimpeded. Of course, I'm going to be expanding, so Jay is welcome to live here as well, but until then, I'm moving some of my most important gear, technology, and work stuff here so we can finally get to work on not only locating there, but also cracking this whole cult business.
Yeah.
Now that YB is, knowing about this, I feel like I should also reiterate what I was saying about not feeling safe in my own home. Yes, Simon did offer that I would stay out here, but I am not. I'll still be staying out of my house. It's the message that I'm trying to say. I am worried for my own life there, but in the end, it is my home. I will die there just if it comes for me. If Asher comes again, that is where I'm happily going to be able to die. I also have to keep Melody's frogs alive, and my dogs. But the point being is that it's the message, and I need to prove to Marigold that I'm willing to die for it, as I was back then.
Also, Wybie, keep in mind that this is only a temporary setup. I will probably be moving every once in a while to ensure absolute secrecy. This is only one of many locations I had picked out, but this is the first, yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I can tell you guys this. I'm planning on expanding the town hall, making a basement that nobody hopefully will know of, and moving important information, evidence, that kind of stuff from Giant Basement to there, since everybody knows about the Giant Basement now. Everyone knows it's there. Everybody knows how to get there. People have been down there. It's the only way down to Evergreen, so
Sure.
everyone knows about it.
Yeah, way too many people know about it, and way too many people feel like it's okay to just go down there.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they now have more permission than they ever had. It's deconsecrated as of this morning already.
Unfortunately, that means we legally cannot enforce them to not go back into Evergreen, which also means that if somebody gets infected and brings it back up
Well,
here,
that's
we're
not
all fucking dead.
necessarily true. Evergreen is the protection of Evergreen is a legal matter.
True,
Going
but we are
down
not the
to
legal owners of Evergreen, so since it's not within Jay's building, we can't legally enforce it as its own place.
Yeah, but they legally can't go down to Evergreen. They can go down into the basement, but legally you can't go down into Evergreen. That's illegal. For now,
What
at least. I need to talk to Ven and Rain about what they want to do with Evergreen and how they want to.
what measures will JD put in place to protect people from going into Evergreen if it's so dangerous?
I need to talk to JD about that. I want to talk to Ven and Rain about that as well. Figure out more about it. see what they think about it, because I don't know. I want to know what they feel about it since it's their home and how they want us to go about it,
Fair enough.
because legally, in the end, whatever happens to Evergreen is up to Ven.
That's true. Yes.
So,
Um. Also, the whole topic of Ven and Rain has become more and more apparent in Marigold. It seems like their differences between each other is huge, and it doesn't seem like Rain is the most trustworthy fellow as well. So, I'd be careful around those two. You know.
well, I definitely at least want to talk to Ven, seeing as he's the mayor of the town, and see what he wants to do with it. It's a thing I've been thinking about lately.
That's
Since,
something between you, JD, and Ven then.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, of course, that means be careful. And on the topic of secrecy and all that fun stuff, do you have anything you need to get off your chest? Something that we need to know?
Uh,
Nothing?
I feel like this is one of those situations where, like, there's something apparently that you guys know, but I don't know that you guys know, and then if I don't say anything, you guys are gonna be like, well, actually, we know about this, so,
It could be.
uh, I, I, I don't think there is. Was that the wrong answer?
Right. No, you're fine. I am going to get set up here. I have a lot to work to do, and again, this is one of the first of many locations, so there's going to be a lot of
And
moving around.
if you ever want to keep stuff inevitably in the basement of the town hall, you can. When I build it, I still have to build it. I just worked on getting the eyewitness forms out, so I
That's
still need to.
that's a thoughtful, uh,
I
a
also have
thoughtful, you know.
a hidden basement that you could put it in that only Lucky knows about.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the offer, but when it comes to some of my most secret stuff, it's better that I have it close to me that way. I know where it is. But yeah,
Understandable.
um,
I mean, like anything else, like just anything you have that you might need a place to store. But yeah, don't feel forced or anything like that.
so I bid you good luck when it comes to JD. I fear
Yeah.
this is only the beginning of a crack between us, JD, and the rest of Marigold. Let's just
If we
try.
really, if we really want to see something good come out of Marigold, it unfortunately rests on your shoulders, Wybie.
Nobody
I
likes
hate to say it
us.
to you.
Don't say that. I already have way too much pressure on my shoulders. I think I will cry when I get home if you actually say that to me.
Let's not make YB cry. But
I already cried yesterday. I don't need to cry again.
I apologize for making you cry if that's the case.
It's okay. There was a lot more than just you, but yeah, it's okay.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that.
That's all I'll say.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we are running out of it by the second. We we are constantly bickering with each other when we have actual real problems to be dealing with. And that is the absolute basis of everything that I've been preaching. It's the biggest reason why I'm with Jay. I'm tired of the bickering and I just want to get shit done. And speaking of getting shit done, I really have to work on my tent. So, if that is everything that you wanted to talk to me about, YB, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, I can. I should, uh, probably get going and, you know, work on the basement of the town hall. Uh, so I'll get going now. Leave you Do it. You guys stay safe, please. I think
We
you have
could
something
try
on your
as-
head.
Yes, I put a pot on my head for dramatic effect. Yeah, I don't think saying safe is even in the question anymore, but I can attempt.
Stay as safe as you possibly can.
You know what, Simon? I'll be right back. Okay,
Uh, okay, I just gotta get set up here.
I'll be back. Wybie,
Oh shoot,
Huh?
put it on my head.
where are you
Again.
headed?
Town hall.
Mind if I tell?
I fear this is way too close to Anna's. That's gonna be a problem. But I didn't want to be too far because of the whole mailbox. It'll do for now. I'm sure somebody may find this place eventually, but hopefully by then I'll be long gone and most of my business will be elsewhere. I guess time will tell. I have a lot of work to do. Well, everything is at least set up, sort of, kind of. I can start working on what's important. I don't know, it seems pretty hidden to me. I just gotta hope nobody saw me when first setting it up. But the reason why I chose this spot was because not a lot of people hang out behind this building. It's sort of on the outskirts and it's close to an ally, so I hope she doesn't mind. That would be really terrible if they decided that I wasn't allowed to set up here. Oh boy, I didn't even think about that. Well, let's just hope. This is dangerous. I gotta block this up. I'm gonna fall down here while working, and it's going to piss me off. I have plenty of dirt. That should do fine. Gotta block up with the rest of my dirt that I have. I hope this cave isn't important. Okay, well, time to actually get some real work done. I've got some papers to sift through, possible locations, and of course I gotta make some calls. We can call it that. Let's just hope everything goes well.